Welcome back to the channel, great to have you here again. Today we're taking a look at a component that no combustion engine vehicle can live without: the starter motor. Most people have heard of it, but only a few really know how it works, why it fails, what the typical symptoms are before it dies, and whether you can repair it yourself or if you should just replace it. That's exactly what we're diving into today. So sit back, enjoy the video, and if you find it helpful, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Let's get started. The starter motor is an electric motor whose only job is to spin the engine fast enough for it to start running by itself. In a gasoline or diesel engine, you can have all the fuel and air you want, but the engine won't run until it's turning. The starter spins the crankshaft to a speed where injection and ignition can take over. Once the engine fires up, the starter disengages again, so it only works for a few seconds, but without it, nothing in the car would ever run. When you turn the key in the ignition or press the start button, several things happen in a split second. Electricity from the battery flows through the ignition switch or start relay to the solenoid on the starter. That solenoid has two jobs. It connects the main power to the starter motor, and it pushes a small gear, called the Bendix gear, into the flywheel ring gear on the engine. Only after that gear is engaged does the starter motor actually spin the engine. Once the engine starts running on its own, the Bendix gear is pulled back out so it doesn't get destroyed by the much faster running engine. So basically, the starter motor is one of the most powerful electric motors in the vehicle. Even though it only works for a few seconds, it pulls anywhere between 200 and 600 amps, depending on the engine size, temperature, and the state of the battery. And here we already see one of its weak points. If the battery is weak, the starter might not be the problem at all. It just doesn't get enough power to work properly. A slow cranking or clicking starter is very often blamed for being broken, when in reality it's just a flat battery. There are several common weak spots in a starter motor. The first are the carbon brushes, which are responsible for feeding current to the armature inside the motor. Over time they wear down, and once they get too short, the starter loses power or stops working completely. Another weak point is the bearings. If the starter sounds like it's struggling, grinding, or squeaking, the internal bushings might be worn out. The solenoid itself is also a very common failure point. If it can't push the gear out properly, you'll hear a click but the engine won't turn. Then there's the Bendix gear. If the gear is worn or the mechanism is sticking, the starter will spin but won't engage with the engine, which creates a free spinning or high-pitched whirring sound. So how do you know when a starter is beginning to fail? There are a few classic symptoms you can listen and look for. First symptom, you turn the key and absolutely nothing happens, not even a click. Yes, that could be the starter, but it could also be the ignition switch, the wiring, the relay, or simply a dead battery. Second symptom, you hear a loud click but the engine doesn't turn. That often means the solenoid is working, but the starter motor itself isn't getting current, usually because of worn brushes or a burnt contact. Third symptom, the engine cranks slowly or unevenly. That could be a weak battery, but it can also mean worn bearings or internal resistance inside the starter. Fourth symptom, you hear grinding or screeching sounds. That usually means the Bendix gear didn't engage properly or jumped out while cranking. And here's a dangerous one. If the starter keeps running even after the engine has already started, the solenoid is stuck, and that can destroy the starter within seconds. Now the big question, can you repair a starter or should you always replace it? The answer is, both are possible. Many starters can be repaired. You can replace the brushes, clean or replace the solenoid contacts, repack or replace bearings, and install a new Bendix gear. Most starters can be fully disassembled. The thing is, for most modern cars, a remanufactured starter is relatively cheap, sometimes only 80 to 150 euros or dollars. In that case, it's not worth doing a full rebuild. But for classic cars or rare engines where new parts are expensive or hard to find, repairing it yourself makes a lot of sense. If you want to test the starter yourself, there are a few simple diagnostic steps. If you only hear a click and the dashboard lights dim heavily, the starter may be shorted or drawing too much current. If there's a click but the lights don't dim at all, the solenoid might be getting power but the starter motor isn't. That could be a wiring or relay issue. You can also bypass the solenoid by bridging the power terminals with a screwdriver, but be careful, this creates sparks and is not for beginners. If the starter spins when bridged, the problem is not the motor, but the control circuit. If it doesn't spin at all, the starter itself is faulty. Before removing the starter, always disconnect the negative battery terminal. The starter is wired directly to the battery without a fuse, so one accidental short can cause sparks, fire, or serious damage. The removal process depends on the vehicle. Some cars have the starter right at the front of the engine, easy to access. Others hide it on top of the transmission, where you need long extensions and patience. Once it's out, you can bench test it with a 12-volt battery. If it spins strongly and the Bendix gear moves in and out, it's good. If not, it needs repair or replacement. Now, why do starters fail in the first place? The most common reasons are age, high mileage, worn brushes, heat, moisture, oil contamination, and burned solenoid contacts. In modern cars with start-stop systems, starters are used far more often than in older cars. A car that used to start maybe 5 times per day might now start 30 to 50 times in city traffic. Modern starters are reinforced for that, but nothing lasts forever. Can you prevent starter failure? To some degree, yes. The number one thing is keeping your battery healthy. Low voltage creates high current draw and heat inside the starter, which kills it over time. Bad ground cables and corroded terminals have the same effect. On older cars, it's a great idea to remove and clean the engine ground cable once in a while. Also, never crank the starter continuously for more than 5 to 10 seconds. If the engine doesn't start, wait 30 seconds so the starter can cool down. A quick troubleshooting guide: always check the battery first, then the cables and grounds, then the relay, and only then the starter. Many starters are replaced for no reason when the real problem was a loose or corroded wire. And here's another important warning: if you hear grinding or high-pitched spinning sounds, stop immediately. The flywheel ring gear on the engine is much more expensive and much harder to replace than the starter. That was the full breakdown of the starter motor: how it works, why it fails, what the warning signs are, and whether it can be repaired. If you enjoyed the video, a thumbs up and a subscribe really help the channel out. Let me know in the comments what part you want to see explained next. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video, and stay wrench ready.